Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, guys, this is Coach Jake Taylor, your personal transformation coach in the People's Coaching. In today's this segment, we're going to talk about the marketing and advertising formula. The marketing and advertising formula. And I want you guys to understand one thing, and it's basically this: marketing, branding, advertising, it all is supposed to lead to leads. Leads are interested prospects who saw your marketing, branding, or advertisement, and it brought some type of emotion to want them to go check you out. Think about all those companies that you possibly were interested in, maybe their products, their services, clothes, shoes, books, or whatever. There was something that intrigued you about what they had, and it made you walk in the store. The sales on the window or the sales online. Maybe it was a coach or a trainer that interest you, who you gain interest from, and when you saw them, or you saw a Facebook or an Instagram or Google AdWords, or you maybe looked up something on Google and they popped up, intrigued you enough to make you want to go look into that person. Now, here's the deal. When it comes to ads and advertising, how can I put this to help you understand? Just because you are marketing to a specific audience that may be interested or may need what you have in ads or a marketing or branding campaign, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to, just because they sign up, or just because they come to your store, or just because they go look at your website, that they're going to sign up. You have to understand that the average person needs about 8 to 9 times seeing you, touching you, hearing you before they decide to buy from you. So if you understand that, you can already know in your head that this person has to do about 8 or 9 passes before they get comfortable and build up the courage to want to work with me. So that's the purpose of marketing, branding, and advertising. It's for a long-term relationship that you have the potential to develop with somebody. Now, once somebody becomes intrigued enough to go to your website, or go to your course, or go to a conference, or maybe go to a training that you're hosting, or even a webinar training that you're hosting, it's going to, your ads are now going to prompt to what's called a lead. And so we're going to talk about this marketing and advertising formula. Now, if you're doing marketing, branding, or whatever for your product or service, and you are not generating leads, you're in a nonprofit business. If you are not generating leads, you are in a nonprofit business. What that simply means is that you're not creating this pool of customers that you can call. The whole reason the reason my company, my consulting firm succeeded in the way that it has, and it did, is because we had a pool of leads. Once our leads were gone, or they were constricted, and it was hard for us to get our leads, or the price point for our leads was just too much, the revenue of my business went down. You need marketing and branding and advertisement to generate leads. Leads can equate to revenue. Without leads, you have no revenue. Without people to follow up with, your revenue cannot grow to a scalable mark, or a scalable number, or a scalable goal, in order to give your business the type of breathing that it needs. I want you to think of leads kind of like like air, like breath, or like blood. Without air, without breath, without blood, you cannot live. You can't live without air, and you can't live without blood. Think of leads as that. So if your lead game is shiesty, I can guarantee your revenue game is shiesty. So you have to figure out ways to make people more intrigued to go click in your site, to go looking at you, to go research you, look you up on Google, look you up on Instagram, look you up on Facebook. Maybe here's some tests, some promotion that you have, maybe here's some training that you have, maybe here's some public speaking, before they get the courage enough to say, okay, I think I want to buy from that person. So in our marketing formula, the only thing we're doing, we're bringing to you an understanding of the importance of the transition that your ads and your marketing should get to. This transition should equate to revenue. if it doesn't equate to revenue, guess what? There's a problem in your sales process that you have to be able to figure out. And we also have I'm gonna give it to you guys. I have my sales system that I built for my insurance consulting firm for asset protection that I'm going to gift to you guys. The raw sales script. It is up to you for you to take that sales script and make it fit you. It's something that I developed, something that I built and I constructed to help my sales team do absolutely stupid numbers. And it's because of this process right here. All right, so when people got to understand, when it comes to marketing and branding, you are not selling. When it comes to marketing and branding a product, that is not means for you to go and sell. You are not in the sales phase yet for your product, service, or system. For those of you guys who hate sales, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's going to be hard for you to succeed to the capacity or to the potential that you have to succeed if you don't understand that getting customers and getting clients is absolutely important, but selling them, making them want to buy from you is what's important too. So you got to understand there's a process. So marketing, ads, branding, all of those lead to leads. So I want you to think of this leads part right here, this arrow. I want you to think of this arrow like a road, okay? And your ads are a vehicle. So your ads' job is to drive your customer on the road to the location desired, and the end result is supposed to equal cash. So let me show you. Your ad's job is to pique interest. So much interest that matter of fact, they need to go see what you have for them that can maybe solve their problem. This is the peak interest phase. So at this phase right here, you want to be simple. You want to be charismatic. You want to be, you want to have, in your mind, a creative ways to get people's attention, to tap into their emotions. So the purpose of your ads, the purpose of a good ad is to create an emotion that motivates somebody to buy. A good ad creates emotion to motivate somebody to buy. So this ad is supposed to create emotion that's going to motivate somebody to become a potential customer so that they can buy. A bad ad demotes or demotivates a person from buying. A bad ad makes someone not interested. The result of a bad ad is bad credibility, untrustworthy. You're not building up the type of trust that you need. Bad ads equate to mistrust and equal no profit. Bad ads equate to mistrust and equal no profit. So I think it's important for us to understand how important ads play in our life, our marketing, our branding. So when it comes to your brand and your marketing, you have a lot of people who are teaching people how to do Facebook ads and branding online and Instagram and all those things. But guys, what you got to understand that's a big part of the growth of your business. So if I were you, I would be trying to spend my most money in ads and product development. That's it. Other than that, my money wouldn't be going anywhere else because we've hired a company. And the company that works for us, they have 7 people working our account. Some is in website design and updating the website. Some is in Facebook for our Facebook ads. Some is for Google. Some is for brand reputation control. Then we have a marketing executive. All of those people are a part, and then we have social media management. All of those people are a part of one. So you got most people, if you go watch those self-help business marketing tips and all the other stuff, that they're showing you how to do Facebook ads and Instagram ads. And hey, guess what? It's absolutely important. But it's not going to help you focus on what's most important, which is developing the content. You have to be able to hire, or you have to be able to contract out the things that may take time away from you developing the best product that you can. Now, if your product is Facebook ads, and now you're teaching people Facebook ads, and that just happens to be your product, you know, good for you. But if your product is a real product or service or system, you want to go and find somebody to manage that account, because what's happening is you're becoming your marketing executive, you're becoming your brand specialist, you're becoming your social media manager. Now you're responsible for the content that you're delivering. You're responsible for the sales script that there's a lot of stuff that you don't really understand, takes away from you working on really developing your product and your service. So in understanding that, I would, if I were you guys, I would find somebody or another way for somebody to take care of this ad. You want to use people that have all that generate income in their daily life is to generate ads for companies. And the company that I use specifically, they can use whatever budget that you have. So I think that's absolutely important, to find a way to third party this part of your life away, so that you can understand that you need to focus on this part, the sales process, the presentation process, and getting these customers to become real clients, and then working on that follow-up. So your ads turn into leads. Going back to the ads first, your ads deliver a message. How do you create ads? How do you create messaging? How do you create marketing? Here's the deal. An ad is word of mouth marketing. When I used to consult network marketing companies, and I used to help build their organizations. You know, they were building organizations of home-based business owners. So word of mouth marketing was extremely big. The problem with word of mouth marketing is it doesn't supersede your network. So you always have to find more people who have a larger network, who have more people for you to talk to, rather than just paying for ads to kind of circulate and find networks that you can buy into. That's why I tell people all the time, when you're revenuing in your business, you can't be spending that money. That's why I tell people, stay on your job. Don't be spending that money because you want to reinvest into your company so that you can buy into people's network, so that you can move the needle for your company faster. Don't worry about the profit in the first 6 to 12 months. Then after that, you can start kind of seeing where that profit is kind of coming from. You can start buying some debt away in your life so that you can put more of your money that's going to a debt back into your company. We'll talk about that at a later time, probably phase 6, when we talk about the actual assimilation. So there's another way. Free service promotion. You can find people that will promote your product, service, or good for free. This is your network. This is people that when you give them your product, service, or system for free, they're going to promote it and give maybe a testimonial on it. Flyers. Flyers are a good thing. You invest in the flyers and you go plaster them everywhere. That's a good way, to deliver a message. It may not be the most efficient way, but it's a good way. Promotions, giving promotions, discounts, promotions, half off this, 25% off that. Newspapers, getting into newspapers. People don't really read newspapers as much, but a way to leverage the newspapers, which is newspapers and magazines, actual physical press. You want to leverage those things so that you can use them as leverage to say, I've been on New York Times, or I've been on Dallas Morning News. I've also been in the Voyage magazine for this, featured on Dallas Morning News, Voyage magazine, Millennial magazine. I'm featured in those things. So now I can use that as leverage, as if a press decided to do some type of blog on me, or they did some type of feature on me, that means that what I am doing is credible to somebody more than me. That's important. Radio. Radio, not necessarily on turning people into sales from the radio while you're on it, but to get other people familiarized with who you are. So if a radio station has 100 people that are active people who listen in, by you getting on that radio station, now you are within this 100-person network that you probably never would have been before. So get on people's podcasts, their radio, other people. If they have 10 people that regularly listen, that's 10 people that don't know you. 30 people, that's 30 people that don't know you. 1,000 people, that's 1,000 people that don't know you. K104, hundreds and millions of people. That's millions of people that do not know you, but now because you're in that network. So trying to find a way to get on the radio stations. You can do paid ad, or you can actually send in a publication. You can send in a newsletter, or a newsletter to the I'm sorry, not a newsletter, a press release to the radio station or to those TV stations, and even a newspaper, to get them to pick you up. So don't wait on them to come find you. That's the problem that I had. I literally thought that you waited till they came and find you until they knew that you were great. That's not marketing advertisement. Marketing advertisement is an aggressive attack. It's me putting myself in front of you. So creating a press release and send it to every major outlet that you know. And if somebody finds interest in your press release, they'll pick up the story and just put it into the newspaper, because the press release is already typed out. So when they put it onto the newspaper, they don't have to do any work, maybe some minor grammatical changes. Facebook and Instagram, using your social medias for ads. You can do paid ads, or you can do organic ads. You can start a Facebook page that says Barbies Are Us. Start a Facebook page, and for people that's only interested in Barbie, and you can search on Facebook what people's interests are, and then from there you can kind of create your ads to cycle inside of your page, and then also bring other people to your page. That's another way for ads. So all of these things equate to generating a lead. So ads are, again, they're a way to attract people to what you have. Now you have them go to a site. Now you have them go to a site, and then when you have them go to a site, what's going to happen is they're going to go to a site, then they're going to input their information. Guys, let me tell you, this is a big mistake I made as a novice in this marketing world. I used to host events after events after events. Everybody had to do signups after signups after signups. However, when they sign up, they'll put their name, their email, and their phone number. I wasn't collecting all of that data and inputting it into an Excel sheet. So we literally lost. I literally lost thousands of contacts that have came in contact with me, that have had an encounter with me that I can never get back, because I did not capture my lead. If your website doesn't have a lead capture, an email capture, some way that you can capture the people that are going to your site and they can input their information, if it's not capturing that, guys, we're missing it. We're missing it. If it's not capturing that, we're absolutely missing the mark. We're missing the mark. So we have to understand the importance of lead capture. Now, lead capture doesn't mean that they're ready to buy. So you have to, they're going into this potential client box. So you take the lead, you put them into the potential client box. Now this is when the sales process happens. Then you start showing them your plan. You start telling them about how amazing the product is for them, how it can help their life, how it can change their life, how it can help them develop the lifestyle that they never could imagine to have, or break pornography, or break addiction, or get the car that they always could imagine to have, or maybe buy the hair that they always wanted to buy. This is when you sell the potential client. Once this process, they see the value. A lot of times, guys, a lot of clients say no to your product because they don't perceive it to be as the value of your product isn't to them worth what you're valuing your product isn't, maybe it's not what they value it as. So you can have your product at $100, but if they don't value it at $100 and they value it at $50, and it's happening consistently, you may have to do a price check. But when it comes to your potential clients, when they are leads, right here, right before that lead goes into that potential client box, this is where you qualify. Guys, you cannot help everybody in the world. Let me tell you, I've lost a lot of money trying to help everybody. You can't help everybody. Your product or your service has to fit a specific niche or a specific market, a target market. And if they're not in that market, guys, you got to let them go. Because if you don't let them go, you want to target everybody, you'll end up with nobody. So you want to target a specific niche. I don't care if you feel like you're losing a bunch of people, because that qualified target, if you qualify that lead and they're qualified coming in, guess what? The process or your ability to sell them at a higher rate is going to increase. Your closing percentage is going to increase. The more revenue that you're going to make is going to increase. That's what happened to me in my business. When we began to properly qualify people on the phone and we used to talk to them, there were people that we missed because we checked their physical health. We checked their housing income. We checked the income that they made. And if they didn't fit into the parameters of what we qualify or deem to be a safe sale for the product that we're offering them for asset protection, guess what? We let them go. But guess what? Our revenue and our closing rate went up. You remember we talked about having an assassin's mentality? You got to have an assassin's mentality and understand that your product doesn't fit everybody. So if it doesn't fit everybody, don't try to service everybody. Service your specific area, your specific niche, and be dogmatic about it. Once this client comes here and you have a bomb sales process where it literally just streamlines them to the end, guess what? You'll be having revenue for days. You have revenue for days. However, if there is something wrong with this process and they just do not like your product or your marketing or ads, what they saw isn't matching up to what your mouth is saying here in this area, guess what? No deal. So your ads should deliver a message that turns into a lead. Your ads lead to a potential client that can either become an actual client or no deal at all. So understand this process. Ads turn into leads. Ads lead. Without a lead, your ad has nowhere to go. So your ad should be pushing somebody to a location or to a place where they can put their information in so that you have a lead. So if you go look online for a car, they ask you to get pre-qualified. And then they say pre-approved. Now, that may not be true, but they needed to capture all of your information to see if they can qualify you before you come in. That pre-approval is them qualifying you, saying that you may have everything that you need in order to get approved for a car. Same thing with your business. Ads lead to qualifying a potential client, go through your sales process. Your sales process is either going to turn them into a client or turn them into a no deal. Very simple. And you guys are going to, I'm going to let you guys have my actual sales process, my sales system. It's called Veracity Capital Sales System. I'm going to let you guys have my sales system that turned me and my wife AJ's business upside down. We're talking about over $320,000 in a 7-8 month span. I showed you guys, I believe I showed you guys when we first got started in the welcome, how we had $100,000 a month. That in a 5 month span from May 8th to October 20th, we did over $164,000 in revenue. You do the math. That's $33,000 a month. And so that's what you have to understand when it comes to this process. You master this process as to leads to potential client, selling them on how amazing your product is, they'll become a client. If they don't believe it's as amazing as your ads said it was, so where they saw, If they don't believe what you're saying adds up to what they saw, it's going to be a no deal. And guess what? If you qualify them, this margin of people going to no deal is going to shrink. Does that make sense? Hope it does. Guys, this is Coach Jake, your transformation coach, and I'm just trying to help you build something that can last and possibly can be a legacy business for you and your family, or it can be the start of you building several enterprises where you can you can get your financial freedom. You can buy your freedom with finances. That's what financial freedom is. Your ability to buy your freedom from your debtors, from the people that you owe, collectors, and from your job if you deem to be so. So understand that, and I'm telling you guys, you understand this model, this formula adds to leads, to potential clients, to clients and customers. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely crazy. So not only are you going to get the sales system in this program with this video, you're also going to get this formula so that you can be able to see it for yourself. Guys, I'll see you on the very next video. And I hope that you guys got so much out of this that you just can't wait to apply it for your life.